What's going on, YouTube? So sitting beside me is a very unique vehicle, and it's also the first time that the US has been able to see this all-new 2025 Mini Cooper S convertible. This, of course, is a fun-to-drive vehicle, and it can be had for as little as mid-$30,000 price point. So is this the fun convertible that you've been waiting for? Let's go ahead and find out. Now, what better place to start off this review than the exterior design of this all-new Mini Cooper? Now, I will just go ahead and tell you that Mini didn't really rock the boat too much when it come to overall design changes for this all-new model because, of course, they have that signature look that you wouldn't want to change. So this is the iconic trim level, and we also have the favored design group, which means that up here in the front, we're going to get a lot of nice details, such as this chrome outline on the grille. Of course, we're also going to have our red S branding. This, of course, is going to be new this year. And then as far as our headlights, we're going to have that signature Mini Cooper look to them. They're a full LED for your low and high beam. You also have the LED turn signal indicator wrapping around it. And they're also going to be adaptive, which is really nice and premium for a vehicle in this price point. And I do want to point out those headlights even have cool animations, and they'll wink at you. How cool is that? Now, as far as the wheel designs, we do, of course, have new wheel designs for this new Mini Cooper. We have the 18-inch alloy wheels that you get here on this favored model. It really looks fantastic in person. I think it matches with the overall vehicle character. You do come standard with 17-inch alloys. As far as our mirrors, we're going to have a black finish to them, and they're also going to be really nicely equipped. So we have blind spot monitoring on the vast majority of models. On the top-end model, you also are going to get auto dimming. Now at the side of the Mini Cooper, as you can see, we have an overall vehicle length of about 150 inches, which is, of course, a pretty compact vehicle. We'll talk about how much space that translates to on the inside just a little bit later. And you're also noticing that we don't have a roof. This is the new convertible option. Of course, that's pretty rare to have a convertible that's decently affordable, and you're also going to have this soft top with the Union Jack design to it. It's a really highly customizable vehicle as well, so there's definitely some different design things that you can do if you really want to customize your Mini up. Now, as far as the rear design is concerned, we do have more of a radical departure when it comes to this. It's a little bit more squared off than before, and as far as some of the individual details, you'll notice here in the center we have our Cooper S branding, and then take a look at those taillights. For a relatively affordable vehicle, you're going to have standard LED taillights. As you can see, you once again have that Union Jack design theme going on to give you that special detail. As far as exhaust outlets, you're not going to find any of those on the Cooper S model. However, the JCW will have exposed exhaust. Now, as far as your safety systems are concerned, you are going to have those sprinkled among the different trim levels. However, you will have standard adaptive LED lights, so that's certainly nice. And all of the safety features are available. But let's go ahead and dive into the inside because there's a lot of really cool, quirky details in there. But first,
if you're new here, we're brothers, and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12 and 16. We may be young, but we love cars. And we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family. Let's learn a lot, have some fun with all the latest cars. Now we're going to go ahead and quickly get inside. I do want to point out we're on a very limited time frame with this new Mini convertible because this is the first time that the US has been able to see this model. But of course, as far as your seats are concerned, we do have a really nice design here. A lot of design details, including our Mini branding through here. It's going to be a leatherette seat, and we also do have two-person memory and power adjustment here on this top-end model. Now, getting inside, say it feels so good to have that open air experience. Convertibles are really just becoming so uncommon nowadays, so I'm happy to see that Mini is giving you this option. As far as overall materials are concerned, over here on the door trim, you're going to find this kind of cloth-like material. It's going to continue up on the upper part of the dashboard. You also have really unique design themes going through here, as well as this blue accent. Your vents are going to also have a really unique design to them as well. And then dropping down to the center section, you're once again going to find that in your center console with a little bit of extra storage inside. Now, in order to start the vehicle up, you just kind of twist this little toggle here in typical Mini fashion, and that will go ahead and fire the vehicle up.
Now that Josh has changed position here, we can talk about the new head-up display that you're going to find standard on every single Mini Cooper. So you don't have a traditional gauge cluster design. You're actually just going to have this head-up display, which displays a lot of different information, including your speed, and it's also going to change designs with the different drive modes. I think that's a really nice feature to be standard. Now, as we head back to the steering wheel, we have a new modern Mini design, really thick rim to this. It's going to be leather wrapped, and we also have this unique kind of cloth insert here at the bottom. It's also going to be heated as well here on this top model, which is certainly nice on a little bit of a chilly day like today. You're additionally going to have rain sensing wipers as well. Now, when it comes to interior storage, let's take a quick look at this. Here's your center armrest. That's pretty comfortable, and then you also have this whole area which is open for storage. I already showed you this kind of pop-out cubby that you can stick different items. You have two cup holders in front of that, and you also have an available wireless phone charging pad that's a vertical setup, similar to what we've seen on stuff like BMW X1. Now, as far as your shifter is concerned, it's a really cool design to this, so just pull down for a drive, up for reverse, and you'll notice that we do actually have a 360-degree camera system. It's the same one that we see on a lot of BMW products, so really nice and high resolution. That's going to be standard on the top-end model. And then in order to put the vehicle in park, you just press the little P to the side of there. Now, off to this side, you'll notice this Experiences panel. That's actually going to allow you to switch between all your different drive modes in this vehicle. There are a ton of different modes that you can pick from. My favorite is the go-kart mode. That's a really fun one. You'll see that later on in the test drive. Now, since we're up here at the display, let's go ahead and talk about what you're going to find up here. Off to the side, you'll find climate controls for the standard dual zone automatic setup. You're also going to have standard heated seats, which is nice, and there's your button to turn on the heated steering wheel. And let's also just discuss the screen itself, because this honestly is the first time we've reviewed a Mini on the channel, so this 9.4-inch OLED screen is really going to impress you when you first get inside. It looks fantastic here in person, and it also has a lot of really cool graphics on board as well. Also, functionality is a lot easier than you might expect out of a circular display. You would expect the software to maybe be a little difficult to use, but it certainly is not. You also have built-in navigation, which you can access right there, and wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. Now, as we head up to the mirror, you do have an auto-dimming one, and this is the button to go ahead and shut up the convertible top if you want to do so. I do also want to point out that you have a Harman Kardon audio system available. Now, you do also have rear seats in this Mini. I don't really have time to get back here. As I said, we're on a very limited time frame. And let's go ahead and check out the cargo area. So it actually opens up like a tailgate, which is certainly very unique. And inside of there, you're actually going to find more space than you might expect out of a convertible Mini. Of course, this is a small vehicle, and a convertible top is not going to help with your overall cargo space, but you're still going to have about 5 to 7 cubic feet of cargo space. And the seats do fold down to give you more cargo room. But guys, I know you're probably very curious to see what this Mini is like to drive, so Josh is actually going to take you out for a spin in this new Mini Cooper convertible.
So I am joined here by Kyle Edward from Autoblog. Very happy to have him with us today. And even better, in the back we have Stefan, who is the product manager for this Cooper convertible, so we're happy to have him here with us as well to answer any questions we have about this vehicle. Guys, so in this test drive we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, as you can see on the screen right now, including getting things like our signature car confection sound level reading. But first, an important part of this Mini is the powertrain, so let's go ahead and start with a hard acceleration. We're going to go into go-kart mode. Get a little sound there. Sounds like we're about to race in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
There it is.
Up to about 60 miles an hour in this 25 Cooper Convertible S.
You know, it feels pretty good. I think from the passenger seat. You know, it's also a very efficient powertrain. as well. But in terms of powertrain specs, maybe Stefan could give a little input into the powertrain specifications of this S model.
Yeah, sure, it's my pleasure. I mean, we are driving here in a 4-cylinder combustion engine. It's a 2.0 liters, what has 201 horsepower and 221 foot-pound. So it's a strong engine, and specifically what we did also new in this convertible comparing to the predecessors, that to get more sportiness, to get more stability, to be more solid and more stiffness, we added some X braces also in the underbody. So you have additionally X braces, what gives you the, let's say, really an ultimate driving experience, and even to increase the go-kart feeling even more than to the predecessor. So it gives you a good feeling, hopefully. And even the steering feel should be even more sporty than before.
Yeah, you can definitely feel it in the acceleration. I mean, this is a small package, so the power figures that you're getting from this powertrain is really pretty big chops for a package this size. And it may not seem like a lot on paper, but when you put all of this together into one package, it really gets up and goes. Like the go-kart mode that we're in right now, it truly does handle and feel like one under hard acceleration. All right, give it a little bit of a light acceleration here. And if you can tell through the camera, you actually have some really snappy shifts here, and that is because this Cooper S and all Mini Cooper models are paired with a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. So this is very snappy in the shifts it gives off. It helps it perform well in a sports situation, but it's also not too aggressive when it comes to normal street driving as well. So it's a very impressive powertrain setup. You can really have a dual nature with it when it comes to driving in all scenarios. And of course, in classic Mini Cooper fashion, this will be standard front-wheel drive.
Yes, and just sitting here in the passenger seat, just feeling you kind of in and out of the curves, it definitely can feel that really responsive transmission, which I think is definitely appreciated by the Mini Cooper buyer, and someone looking to have a sportier experience when they're on the road. But like you said, it's a nice combination between everyday street driving ability to keep it comfortable, but then also when you put it in like the go-kart mode like we're in right now, it tightens things up a little bit, and certainly it feels like it'd be fun.
And as Stefan said, this is the S model, so this sits in between the base Cooper C and the top-end John Cooper Works model. So if you want some more comfort on the road, a little bit more subdued, with a mix of sporty driving and a higher power output, this is probably the model to choose.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised. Stefan can probably relate to this, but is this the Cooper S is the most popular model that customers opt for when purchasing the Mini Cooper convertible?
Yes, of course, it always depends on the markets. We have different customer demands or let's say favorites in different markets.
Sure.
So I'm putting it back into the standard drive mode here as we are going over some rougher roads here in Greenville, South Carolina. We are not back home in Kentucky, so we are definitely working with some different road structures. And even though the Cooper S is a little bit of a smaller and a little bit more simplified package, I want to talk about the ride quality here. I really think the Cooper is handling things really well. We've hit quite a few bumps and potholes along the way here, and I feel like it's absorbing quite a few of the bumps. The S is a little bit of a sportier ride. This does not have adaptive dampers like you can get on the John Cooper Works model, so it's one setting and that's it. But I don't think the ride is very abrasive, and the seats are very comfortable as well.
Yes, I love these seats. They're extremely comfortable and supportive, especially for people like us two here. We're like normal height, like 5'10", 5'9", very
Right.
comfortable seats. I love the headrests too protrude nicely away from the back of the seat, so it gives you a lot of neck support when you put your head back, which is it's super comfortable. All right, so, in terms of the powertrain here, I think, like he was alluding to, it's a really nice balance, especially though, when it comes to efficiency. You get almost 40 miles to the gallon on the highway. I think it's rated at 39 mpg highway, which is really great. And then, right really close, 28 to 30 city, depending on your driving, depending on how you drive it, right? So, in the mid 30s combined is what you're looking at here, for everyday real world driving, which is, extremely impressive, especially, like a lot of people that are buying this car, right? It's a fun car. It's kind of like in the vein of a Mazda Miata. It's not, insanely fast. You're not really looking to go 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. That's how this car's about. It's about having the top down, having some open air fun, going to the beach, hanging out with friends, cruising around town, grabbing, coffee at the local coffee shop, and then going on a back roads drive, maybe having a picnic or whatever, right? Out in the country. So that fuel economy, numbers are really great. It allows you to, have really efficient road trips or adventures, when you want to, which again is really nice, less stops at the gas station too. So,
and I think it speaks to the heart of Mini. It was at first meant to be a compact city car, and that's what you're going to be able to have with those fuel economy numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a really nice balance. And, again, like he just said, the heart of Mini Cooper, is a city car. It's an efficient, fun car. Obviously, they've certainly risen in price over the years compared to where they started out. They are on the pricier side of things. However, I think they've really upgraded things a lot too. I mean, the interior quality is quite high. The materials that are used are really unique. So I think, again, you see, the average new car, I think, is clipping close to $48,000-$50,000 now. So, you can buy a nicely equipped Mini for the mid $30,000 range, which, mid to high $30,000 range, which is obviously, it's not Kia, but it's also, not crazy expensive. So.
Exactly. All right, so we're getting onto a curvier back road here, and it is time to let this Mini shine when it comes to the driving dynamics. So, like I said, this is front-wheel drive. We're going to put it back in go-kart mode and let the engine speak for itself. So we have some sharper corners up here, and I can already tell you, this Mini handles so well. You can barely even tell that it's front-wheel drive. I think the combination of the transmission, the power figures for this Cooper S, it really makes it a fun package to drive, all in combination with the small size in general. It's just very much a lot of fun. Let's see. All right, so we are going 55 miles an hour for our sound level reading. Slowing down here, but what were we sitting at?
We are sitting at 59.8.
All right, and that is a really good sound level reading when you consider we have the Convertible, which is going to let just a little bit more sound in than a hardtop model, and we are on some rougher roads that are not back home in Kentucky. So that is a really impressive reading. I'll put a screenshot up on the screen right now and compare it to some of its rivals, but overall I will say I'm very impressed with the reading for this Cooper S Convertible.
Yes, it really is quiet inside, even, again, considering it's a smaller vehicle, and they have done some things up here in the soft top to add some strengthening material and really kind of keep it more isolated from the rest of the interior.
Now let's discuss pricing for this convertible. We're going to start at a price of $37,200 for this new model, which, like I said, is a pretty affordable price point for a convertible and what you're going to get as standard equipment. Now, if you want all the options, of course, you will be pushing into the mid $40,000 price point. And guys, that's going to be where we leave off on this in-depth review of the new Mini Cooper convertible. If you enjoyed watching this video or found it helpful in your purchasing decisions, which we hope you did, we'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. By subscribing, you're going to get the latest car reviews such as this, and you're also going to be a part of our Car Confections family. We'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.